Hi, good morning, folks. I'm a little late with this one. Let's take a look at last night's game. Coming up. Yes, guys, sorry. I was at a friend's house and I stuck around. I was having a really fun time with a friend, and I said, look, I'm going to stick around and I'll get this. What's to report on yesterday? Yesterday was just a disastrous game. I mean, I wasn't too impressed with yesterday's game, but I don't know. You know what? You know what I hate about a game like yesterday isn't just it's humiliating to lose like so damn easy, was that it's damn predictable. And you know what? We're predictable already again. We got to learn how to bounce back off losses, if anything. My God, yesterday was just too predictable. I'm going to run through the numbers quick because they're very misleading in this game. All right, the power play, they were 2 for 3. Our penalty kill sucks. We got to work on that. Guys, we had a good start with the penalty kill this year, and now it's just gone right down. It's so damn average now, our penalty kill. And our power play 0 for 5. Our special teams needs a lot of work this offseason. We better address that. The hits in the game, we're 0 for 5 in the power play, so, you know, our numbers yesterday were terrible on the special teams. And the Panthers, guys, for the record, aren't much better on the special teams. You would think they are, but they're not. They're really not. Okay, the hits in the game, we had 12, they had 6. Now I want to explain this one. 12 sucks. It's no good. 6 for them. You know what bugs me about that is that this is a team that hits. They do hit. You know, and they didn't even really have to hit yesterday. And it's almost like they know they can take a night off since we're the least physical team in hockey. It's almost that feel to it, that they knew they could say, okay, today we're just going to practice some scrimmage with these guys. You know, like that's how it felt, really. And they had 12 blocks, we had 7. They had 6 giveaways, we had 11. All right, so here we go. First period. This is where we could have made a game of it, okay? We could have. Shots were 11-3 Buffalo in that period. And this is what I was hoping. We come out looking maybe a little better, but it was good enough start in the game where we were containing them. And the thing is, I checked the hits after the first. I can't remember what it was, but they realized that, okay, well, we're going to have open ice. It's not like they're coming at us hard. Because they would have just hit us back if we would, you know, but we had to be the aggressor. And when they seen we weren't going to be that way, and we were just going to try and play the skating game with them, forget it. That's a recipe for disaster against Florida, trying to skate with them. Anyway, second period, shots for them, 27. No shock. No shock. I wasn't shocked at all. And in the period, they just were playing it down. 12-8 for us in the third. Shots in the game, 31-30 for them. That's really not a telltale in this game. Not at all. Montour for them had a great game. We've seen why we traded for them yesterday. Look, a game like this, guys, we're just going to have to realize that if we're going to be just this team that's going to try playing the transition game, we're going to get killed many nights, not just yesterday. You know, if we're going to play Vegas the same way and have a dozen hits all game, we're finished. Forget it. Forget it. You know, I don't know why Granato doesn't just put the number 30 on the board and say, I want to see this many hits tonight, and then see what happens in one game. Test it out. Drives me nuts, guys. It does. It drives me nuts because this was a game you had to play physical to have a chance, and we didn't. So, you know, if you're going to play a team that can skate over you, it's like not the same, but I'll give you an example. It would be like in the 80s playing the Oilers without trying to hit them. You remember when we played the Oilers, what would we try to do? We try to contain them and play them physical. It was the only way to beat the Oilers in the 80s, guys. It was the only way. You don't skate with them. It's a recipe for disaster. Gretzky and Anderson and Messier, those guys are going to tear you apart if you play them that way. That was their system, was just go. And they weren't that soft either of a team, if you recall. You know, they had it all. They had the whole package. So if we're going to go into games like this year, and maybe maybe what Granato in his mind is thinking is he's using them as practices for the kids. Maybe this is their plan. I wish they would just be a little more open about it with the media if this is what they're trying to do. Because if they thought they could win trying to skate with this team and force them into a skating game, this is the team leading the league in shots on goal. Forget it. Doesn't make any sense at all. Our game plan in the first period seemed to work because we were containing them, and then we're trying to go all out skating. I just don't get it, really. And it didn't take long, eh? What'd they get, like 4 goals in 7 minutes? And that was it. Game over. Game over. We can't play in another team's system. And I get we're trying to dictate who we are. But if we're not even close to that kind of team yet, I don't get why we don't use different strategies in different games. We're always doing this idea of trying to rush it on other teams. And, you know, the Kings played it to a T. The Kings, that's their identity. If you go look at the Kings, when it comes to shots against on goal, they lead the league. The Kings. I should have mentioned that maybe last video. I think I did. I forget. But the Kings played their identity right down to a T, whereas yesterday in this game, yeah, I think Florida did to a degree play their game, but I think they also were a little surprised at how we were containing them in the first period, and then they made some adjustments. And the thing is, if they can make adjustments and do that, it says a lot about how we can be exposed, guys. And anyway, look, I'm just glad that game's over with. Really, it was frustrating to watch. You know, it's tiresome when we can be so damn predictable. Like, you know, and what I seen in the first was like opportunity slip away. That's how it felt for me, guys, in the first period. I seen an opportunity slip away in that game, where we could have popped in a few goals, you know, and we just maybe didn't, if I can say, didn't push hard enough, you know. It didn't push hard, maybe harder in that first, maybe a little more desperation that this is our chance now, because you're not going to get 3 periods of chances on a team like that. You know, I don't know what I'd like to know, I'm going to try and check it out, but I'd like to know what our shots for and against are in the second period this entire season. I'm sure it's not pretty, really. We seem to crash and burn so often in the second period, guys. God, it drives me crazy. But look, you know, this game's done. I want to get prepared now for Vegas. I plan on putting up a good day for you guys, so sorry about last night, but what's to report? Really, what's to report? There's nothing to report except we look like, you know, a disaster again. I mean, it is so frustrating to watch when their system isn't working and they don't make adjustments. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get what Granato's thinking. Make adjustments. You know, I mean, there's other things to do, but the same system all the time. You know, we played, we got to remember, in the games that we played so far, this was probably absolutely the best team we've run into. For sure. They're the best team we've run into. I would say the Kings are the second best team we've ran into. I would rank them a little ahead of Toronto. I would. I know Toronto's better offensively than LA, but I think LA would kill Toronto in a series. Would kill them fast. Really, with their system, Toronto would be confused because they'd have only so much offense they can do. And maybe I'm wrong, but I think Toronto would runs into a team like the Kings, let's say in the finals, hypothetically, they'd be in trouble. Right away, they'd be in trouble because that team's got that that New Jersey Devil style of hockey down pat. They have their identity down pat, that team. And that team completely, really impressed me in that 1-0 game, or 3-0. But so this game yesterday is just a perfect example of how much work this team has to do to get competitive with the big boys in this league, and to have our identity going into a game, follow the game plan, and if it's not working, you got to be able to make adjustments. This is what's killed a lot of Sabres games this year, guys. Granato's inability to make adjustments in the game. It drove me nuts. Jesus. Oh. Anyway, let's leave it there. I got some videos I'm going to make for you guys today, okay? I'm going to have a bit of a busy morning, but this afternoon I plan on jumping in here, and I want to pump out a bunch of videos today, so throw something out for you guys, and to get our mind off of yesterday. God. So I'll jump on that this afternoon. So anticipate I'll be around here this afternoon, guys, and I plan on getting some fun videos out there, some things about the past, whatever. I got a list. I'm going to look at some of the requests you guys sent me as well. Seeing those guys. And guys, Jacksontown. So let's worry about that one right now. I don't want to worry about yesterday's game. If this happens to Vegas, I'm telling you, yeah, I'm probably going to rant in a video. All right, guys. See you in the next videos coming up this afternoon.